Alright guys, war number 3 of season 23. We're up against Agent Graphite. And let's go ahead and scout the map here. So in section 1, I'm going to be on path number 8, which is down here. It's passive heal block. I've got a Mephisto and a Medusa. I'm going to be bringing Quake for that Mephisto. And I was thinking maybe I should bring Dr. Doom from the Medusa, but decided... this is my section 2 path. I decided that I was going to bring in White Magneto for his guidance to help me out with some of my other fights. Instead of bringing in Doom, I'm going to be bringing Magic for that Dragon Man and for Mordo. So I'm like, you know what, Medusa isn't too bad. I'll just Quake Medusa. No big deal. So I go into this first fight totally unboosted. I have zero concerns about this fight. It is passive heal block, but... passive heal block. But ultimately, it's not really an issue. I don't plan to get hit in this fight. But I have been playing really poorly this season so far. This happens almost every season. You see, I've got one more Quake cycle. And like seconds before my Aftershock cycle happens, I take a couple hits. I lose, 15% of my health, 20% of my health. So I go into this fight. Now, this fight has blood in the water and passive heal block. I'm still not concerned, but basically once she gains one of her fury buffs, I'm going to gain a suppression debuff, and then she's going to gain that passive fury, which enhances her attack by 200%. That's from blood in the water. Anytime the attacker is suffering from any debuff, and those suppression debuffs count. So ultimately, it's not going to matter if I don't get hit here, but I'm just really feeling weird and wonky and kind of out of rhythm with Quake. There, I felt a little bit early to dex the second part of her heavy, and I'm like, look, I need to go back to the comfort zone. I'm going to start blocking some attacks because I'm not feeling right playing Quake right now. Just out of rhythm and out of practice. Throughout the off season, I don't think I used Quake once for any piece of content in the game. So here, just from block damage, I'm down to 62%. And then here, for whatever reason, I was set up perfectly to heavy dex or heavy evade the second part of that heavy, and I decided to let off and dex it, and I ended up getting whacked. She's got 3 furies. And then here I get Assassin. So first death of the season in war number 3. This is pretty typical for me. Usually I die early in the season, the first 3 to 4 wars. And then for the rest of the wars, I'm usually pretty good. But I mean, this is the 3rd war in a row where I've just played like dog shit, frankly. And obviously there was some really poor decision making there. I didn't heal up from 80%. Our rule in 4 Loki is you want to be above 70% entering a fight. But again, I just wasn't worried about that at all. Here I am going to throw on some Mystic boosts for the Mordo. And I do have half suicides on at this point. This is my standard war attack build. No liquid courage, but 3 out of 3 in double edge, and 2 out of 3 in recoil, which really helps Magic's special damage. Here I just needed to bait out that SB2, and at this point the fight is fine. I'm not worried about the regen at all. I just want to get him power locked, and once we do that, we can out damage the Vigor node. And then this next fight after this one, I don't know why I didn't speed this up. It's just a standard Magic fight, but I mean, you see my specials are doing pretty good amount of damage there. So this next fight is a Magneto. It's a rank 3 Magneto. I don't really understand the placement here, but this is a pretty easy Quake fight. Now that said, obviously you guys saw my first 2 Quake fights this war, and easy is maybe an overestimate of how this fight is going to go, just based on how I'm playing right now. But so yeah, I mean, ultimately I just want to play parry style only. He's not stubborn, but this node does have buffet, of course, and then it's also got enhanced regeneration. So I'm just going full parry. I don't want to dex at all, because if I dex, I'm going to trigger regeneration from him, and he'll probably heal about 50% of his health pool. But he is very easy to quake, so I'm not super worried despite the early quake fights. I mean, this one is probably the easiest of the 3 to quake. I did use a combat regen boost here just to mitigate some of the block damage, and that'll carry over to my next fight, which is also a quake fight. It's Storm Pyramid X, and that'll save me a potion. So, alright, get up to the SP1, able to throw it and finish the fight quickly. So here we've got a rank 2, Unawakened Storm X. You know, she's also not stubborn, so I can just freely dex this one. And in this fight, I believe I'm going to go kind of to a hybrid. I'm going to heavy evade the first attack, and then I'm going to parry the second attack. So we have a heavy, and then I'm sorry, heavy, dex, heavy, parry. It's just, I mean, it's just a little bit safer, but it also kind of halfway mitigates some of the block damage, which you guys can see. I mean, you know, it's a decent amount of damage. I mean, obviously, there's no concern in this fight unless I get hit, but again, the way that I've been playing this season, this war, I just felt more comfortable throwing in some parries in there. But, yeah, I mean, super embarrassing with the Medusa. There I get hit again. I mean, just absolutely just terrible. So at this point, I'm like, all right, let's just start throwing heavies. Let's get to this SP1. Let's throw that if we need to. Let's just end this fight. So, all right, here I've got an advanced power start boost with magic. This is my comfort zone right now. For whatever reason, I just don't feel confident really in playing many champs right now. Any champs with a higher skill cap like Quake, I'm just not in rhythm. I'm playing poorly. If you guys watched my videos from last season, I felt really good with Quake. I don't know that I made many mistakes with her all season, and I had some really difficult fights that I was super proud of taking down without issue with Quake. And then the off season happened. I just lost all that mojo, and now I'm just playing really poorly. So Magic is a champ that, you know, when I feel like I'm playing poorly, I just feel really comfortable with Magic, because, you know, if you can get somebody power locked, obviously in war, you're erasing most of what makes the fights difficult. So it's just a confidence booster to have somebody power locked. You know that the fight is in your hands, and you just have to minimize mistakes. Limbo also obviously helps a lot with Magic. If you do make a mistake, or as in the last video, if you intentionally take some damage, Limbo can save you a little bit. So anyway, I think for the next few wars, until I start feeling a little bit better, and start feeling that rhythm of intense war fights, I can't bring Quake. It's so disappointing, because I felt so good with her last season, but I just can't do it. So there's going to be a lot of Magic, probably a lot of Captain America Infinity War, my rank 3, we will see. But here are the cards for this war: Hin, Lags, and B Manny. Congrats to you guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and a comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.